I've came down here behind Blaine. We got one up there. We got two gobblers. One of them is pretty hot up the creek. We got a bad setup down here in this bottom. So we tried to back down here. I tried to get behind him about 100 yards to see if that turkey will pull himself down here. We're gonna sit here a little while and see what happens. Maybe this thing will cooperate, so I ain't gonna get much video footage on this because I'm not setting with Blaine. Oh, Bueno just pulled the trigger on one old son. I ain't heard him say nothing. I was back down here behind him. I ended up having to cross the creek. That bird was coming on a string to me. I hear him over there rustling around, but I don't. I heard the shotgun pumping, and that's about it. I didn't even sit down. I had to come back across the creek. I hear that flopping in the background. The old boy must be headed this way. Stay tuned. We'll go see what we got on our hands. I don't see no bird.
I ain't looked at him yet. I'll come back and get you so we can check him out.
What you got there, old son? A long beard?
It's been 6 weeks in the making. Man, oh man.
Good bird. Good bird. How close was he when he gobbled?
He was probably 30 yards when he gobbled. He came right down the hill and got quiet, and I'd already clicked the safety off, and he popped out, gobbled, and I had to let him come just a little bit left and shot him at probably 20 yards. So
What time is it?
I don't know, it's still early because he ain't been off the roost
It's only 7:37.
20
so
minutes.
We got him fairly early. I think we still got time to get to the Waffle House. So
I hunted this bird Thursday morning. He was roosting in the same spot. Actually came down the hill towards me. A hen came by me. He met up with a hen and hung up, wouldn't do nothing. So I backed out, came on down to the creek, called up another bird at about 55 or 60 yards that I couldn't shoot. So we came back this morning, and as you can tell, he came right in. I think backing up and calling definitely helped, because he thought the hen was 60, 70 yards on down behind me, and he never even knew I was in the vicinity.
he's probably got a 10-inch beard, 1.1 spurs, maybe 1.25 inches. One spur's pretty good, so he's definitely an old man. His time was ending. It's our last Georgia hunt together.
Yeah, I guess.
You got one more tag and I'm out.
I guess I'll go the week we get back from South Dakota and try to fill it.
We're about to get on a jet airplane and take her out west, boys. Y'all stay tuned. Maybe we'll have a lot more footage coming at you.
Maybe we'll have a Merriam strung up.
If I can.
Did you blow on that trumpet?
Oh,
You wasn't?
blowing his mouth calling that slate call.
I knew that one was a slate. I thought that first time you called was that trumpet. I thought you was barely sucking on it.
Mm-mm. I was doing this real low. That's what I was off calling. Sounds loud on that video though. That's what I was doing the other day when I killed it.
The first time you called, I could barely hear. I could hear you, but it wasn't loud. And I thought, I wonder if that gobbler can hear him. The second time you called, he answered. Did you hear him?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Yeah, he answered.
It's amazing how close they can hear.
You think he was already on the ground when we sit down?
Yeah, when I took off down that creek, he was already on the ground. I think he was working up that thing, and then I think he thought with us wrestling around that I was walking away. I think that's why he picked up so much ground so quickly.
Yeah, he came on in, didn't he? Dude, that right there, that open morning, that's exactly what happened to me. I mean, I heard him up there. They was hammering, and I called. They called back, and within just like that, within 15 minutes, it was in my face. I've got to worry like this time of the morning, if I get them in. If not, then I sort of like think, well, okay, it's going to die off right now. Then about 9:30, they'll pick back up.
Yeah, it will. I mean, that one over there gobbled what, 3 times?
Yeah, that was it. That one back over there gobbled a couple times, and that was it.
They don't have to if they're sitting there looking at their hens.
Mm-hmm.
He just got thrown out of the bunch, which don't necessarily mean that those 2 birds are bigger. They could just be jakes or something that run him off.
I wondered if he would.
That's a good bird.
I figured he might be the boss around here just because the other day that hen that came by me, and I was sitting on that lead. He was directly straight in front of me, and when I heard him pitch down, he was coming right down the right side of that lead, and that hen come right in front of me, probably 20 yards. And about the time she crested that little lead and went off where I couldn't see him no more, pow, he gobbled. And I mean, he was 60, 70 yards, so I know that hen went straight to him, and they just worked right over there. And he was just over there, just every time I called to him, pow, pow. But he had that hen with him, you know. That's if I could have sat there and waited for that hen to go see it or whatever. But by the time I looked at my phone, it was 8:45. I'm like, I got to roll.
I can promise you, them birds don't do that all the time.
No. Whenever I knew he was coming, I didn't know if he was going to hang up down through there. But dude, whenever I heard him gobble, I had to look for him because that shit's so tall over there. Whenever he, I thought, God dang, he's got to be right here on top of me. And as soon as he gobbled, I seen him stick that head come up out of them leaves. That's all I could see was right there. He had that head stick up out of that green stuff, and he went behind that tree, and I went, and I was just waiting for him to stick his head out from behind that tree. He stuck his head out, and I thought, just step out there a little bit. He never stepped. I just shot his head. But at that range, I mean,
Well,
I felt pretty sure I had him when he was that close because I was going to pull the old.
I got my butt whooped yesterday, and this morning I look like a professional caller. Sometimes you just get lucky.
Yeah. Well,
I take the good with the bad, I guess.
I will too. That's what I told you. I mean, I've had 5 or 6 birds in within gun range and didn't seal the deal. And between that and yesterday, it's like you've been in the action all season, but it just don't work out. It was good for him to come in this morning.
I don't know. I mean, if we sit over here, he'd probably sit right over and go one. I think we're doing all the right moves.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes.
That trail right there, that crossed the creek, it looked like he was coming down in.
Yeah.
Like, cause he was coming right toward.
I would say this is a strut area right here.
Too.
As open as it is. But that just goes to show you don't have to go in there and You don't have to blow in there and just sit right down just because they're gobbling.
Yeah.
You can collect your thoughts. And
I know, man. Sometimes I get thinking, if I don't, you know, I don't know why I think that, because I could sit there and call him and not come, but sometimes I think I gotta hurry and get my bow on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, but that bird, I think that bird was already working this morning before we ever even sit down.
Mm-hmm.
How far you think he was from us? 200 yards?
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking, 200 from over there.
I think I heard them other birds over there fly off or pitch out. No, before.
Oh.
But we ain't heard a gobble since the thunder struck.
No. Probably won't for a little while. You know that he got a pretty good bit coming in. That the other day he went after he cut me off. He stayed quiet the whole time. This one gobbled all until he got right down there. As soon as he stepped out in that open, he gobbled. Hoping Miriam's do that, don't you?
Yeah, first day. We're headed to Wyoming.
I hope he comes running. Oh, moose. I bet he ain't even rolled over yet.
You don't even know what day it is.
Yep. He's probably still in bed, snoring. I guess we'll want to get one and just take it over to his house.
That's what I'm thinking. I guess I'm on. Clayton, if you're watching this, your time will come, son. Your time will come.
Clayton's about like me. Like I've been this year. He can't get the monkey off his back, can he?
No, I believe when it comes, though, it'll come.
That's right.
I think those harder days make you want it more.
They do. They do make you want it more. That's like opening morning. I thought I had them covered. Next weekend, and then it's just like you get to a point where it's like the more you want something, the harder it is. So you just gotta.
That's right.
Let it come.
If you give up on those defeats, and that's a sign of weakness that you ain't gonna be into it.
That's right. And I think that's what makes it fun too. I mean, I don't know that it would be as much fun if they just come running in here every time.
That's right.
You know, they're fun to have to figure out. But it'd be as nice when they do that every now and then.
Absolutely.
Old Bill laid him to rest up on the creek this morning.
Yep. It was probably his time. He's probably had a good life. He's probably got a lot of...
He's probably tired of this construction over here.
Maybe. He's probably had a good field life down here in this pretty bottom, and he's probably made a lot of turkeys. I guess you got some turkey to eat.
Turkey to eat. About 4 breasts to eat.
Guess I soak mine for about 2 days in salt water. Change it out.
The breast?
Yeah. I cut them up, put them in water, put a bunch of salt in them, soak them in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wash them out again, do it again.
You ever soak them in buttermilk?
I do if I'm gonna cook them. I do that just to clean them all up.
Yeah.
And then if I'm gonna fry them, I done the other day that balsamic vinaigrette. I cut them in little bitty chunks, and usually I cut them in like tender strips.
Yeah.
But last time, the first one I killed, I cooked it and I put it in buttermilk all day and then batter it and fried it.
I got to where when I cook chicken tenders, I cut them up in the strips. I mean the cubes.
Yeah.
You know, just little, seem like cook better.
Mm-hmm. Man, that thing's good. Get you some good old home fries.
I have to go to the store and buy a butterball wrapper and wrap this one up to get my family to eat it.
You might be surprised
I have to fool
if you don't tell them.
Yeah. Yeah. When
Tell them it's chicken.
They seen me clean that one yesterday. The kids made sure I knew they wouldn't eat it, but they wouldn't know if you cooked it. Tell them it's chicken.
Some old wingtips have got 45s on them, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And he just comes down the hill. Boom.
I can't believe he didn't strut right there when he gobbled that last time. You never heard him spit or drum?
Nope, he never even fanned out.
He gobbled, dude. I thought he was about to jump across that creek on me. When he gobbled up there on that hill,
He went
the
quiet.
second last time, that's when I moved across the creek. I thought he was gonna go down. I was gonna come back here to try to work him back, but
No, he never.
it's funny how they gobble when you think they're one place.
I know.
They can just easily turn their head. And
He never tried to strut.
did you never see him gobble? You see his face go forward?
Yeah, about the time he gobbled, that's when I seen him. That's when he stepped.
You couldn't see him coming off that hill.
No, because it kind of crested right there a little bit. When he gobbled, that's when I seen him. He was coming up out of that into that green stuff. And then, like I said, as soon as he went behind that tree, I had to twist on him just a little bit. Had to wait for him to step out from behind that tree. And it scared me when I shot, man. I didn't hear no flopping. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't even hear him run off. I thought, uh-oh.